from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is another unique piece of subscriber summer bonus content. This is going to be the making of Otter Things, a series we did a few years ago. And this will be kind of me talking about the making of 2 of the episodes of Otter Things, along with an intro from my other episode to keep things consistent. So, oh boy, are you in for a treat here. And this is part of our subscriber summer. If you're new to the show, don't worry. These episodes are all in the Sleep With Me wheelhouse, so it'll keep you company and take your mind off of stuff. And if you're a regular listener listening in the summertime, you're a super listener probably, or you're new to the show, or maybe you're just going through something. But if you are one of those super listeners, think about the messaging we've been saying that if Sleep With Me has changed your life for the better, and you like the idea that not only does it impact you, not only has it made your life better, it's made the lives of other people better who've gone through the same things you have, whether it's short-term people dealing with stuff or people that are like super listeners just like you. And the only way we get to do that is when people like you step up. And here's a couple of ways you could do it. Thanks. Hey, everybody, it's Scoots. I'm talking about tonight's sponsor, Helix Sleep. And if you don't have a Helix mattress in your life, you got to think about taking the quiz at helixsleep.com/sleep. I've been sleeping in my Helix probably longer than you've been listening to this podcast. And I love my bed so much. I have a move coming up, and I'm trying to decide because I have to move in a couple different stages just due to things outside of my control. And I know I'm going to be in my apartment, but most of my stuff's going to be gone. And I'm like, should I keep my Helix there and then buy another Helix for my next destination? Or should I pay to have that Helix moved, but I don't want to be without it? Because I don't think I'll be able to sleep without it because I love sleeping in my Helix. And I know it'll be super easy if I take the Helix quiz at helixsleep.com/sleep. Maybe my needs and feel preferences have changed. So I could see what my options are. I could choose between a Luxe mattress, a Helix Elite, or just, whatever comes up in my search. I know I'll have choices. So the question is, do you have that kind of relationship with your mattress that you don't want to be without it? Because if you don't, what are you waiting for, right? You could have a Helix shipped straight to your door free of charge and get testing it out. But the first thing you need to do is just take that quiz, because Helix has you and your needs in mind, your feel preferences. How do you like to sleep? How does your partner like to sleep? So it is time for you to get a new bed. Because trust me, this summer, I do not want to be without my Helix mattress. And Helix has got an amazing deal lined up for you. Go to helixsleep.com/sleep for 27% off site-wide during their 4th of July sale happening now. This offer is exclusive for listeners to Sleep With Me. That's helixsleep.com/sleep for this exclusive 4th of July sale offer. That's 27% off site-wide. helixsleep.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody. Sleep With Me podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots here, and these are very specific messages. This message might be for you. Are you someone who listens to episode after episode after episode of Sleep With Me? Do you listen to 2 episodes a night, 3 episodes a night, 4 episodes a night? Do you listen all night long? Do you have no idea how many episodes you listen to every single night? If that's the case, could you please think about supporting the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus? If you listen all night long, if you listen to episode after episode, if you listen on a loop, I'm so proud the podcast can be used in that way, keeping you company and taking your mind off of stuff in the deep, dark night. And we built Sleep With Me Plus with all-night listeners in mind. There's so many different options for all-night listeners, and having something ad-free, it just makes it a smoother listen for people all night long. But the other thing is you're kind of listening ad-free already. If you're an all-night listener, we're not getting compensated for your listens anyway, because companies do not pay for ads that people don't listen to. And by my best guess, we get about a half a penny when an all-night listener listens to the ad-supported show. So you got to think about that. Like, if you listen to Sleep With Me all night long, and how many nights a month do you do that? Or even if you listen to 2 episodes a night, is Sleep With Me worth more than a half penny to you? Whatever, 15 cents a month. And if it's no, that's fine. But if Sleep With Me is worth more than 15 cents a month to you, could you please consider supporting the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus? And again, I'm not talking to everybody. I am talking to you, right? You listen on a regular basis. You listen to multiple episodes a night. The only way we can do this is when a percentage of those people who listen all night long, who listen to a lot of episodes, whose lives are improved by the show, see that it's valuable to them and decide that it's actually valuable, not in a conceptual way, but if you're listening and hearing me right now, and that it's not a concept that show's valuable, it's actually a valuable part of your life. I need you to not wait and act on that value right now so we can be here, because I don't think it's sustainable at a half a penny a month, like when there's like 5, 6, 7,000 all-night listeners. But if just you and like 9 out of 100 of those other listeners do support, if you lead the way right now, because I am talking to you, I'm not talking to everybody, obviously. If you sign up at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, you'll have access to a platform that's way more suited for all-night listening, and the show will be here in a free ad-supported version for all those other all-night listeners who can't support the show. So please consider it. If you're listening here to hearing me, you really are the only person I'm talking to, because most people are tuning me out, ignoring me, fed up with me asking, or they just don't value the show as much as you do. And that's what I got to get it through is if you value the show more than all those other people, please consider taking action and supporting the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thank you. Oh, Mystery Bard, a lot of people help out on this show. Who are they?
Chris Posty Poster Song sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes too. Carl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at jonathanmann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Anna like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. And don't forget, the most comfortable way to listen to Sleep With Me is with sleep phones. You can get Sleep With Me merch, Sleep With Me branded sleep phones at sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleep-phones. And use Sleep With Me at checkout to get $5 off your order. The only way you can get the Sleep With Me merch editions is sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleep-phones. Thanks, everybody. What do you say we slow it down and get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. So I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. It could be thoughts, things on your mind that you're thinking about, thoughts, feelings, physical sensations. So anything, going through your brain, anything you're feeling in your body, or, where feelings exist kind of in both places and more, or all three. whatever it is that's keeping you awake, I'd like to take your mind off of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my voice across. I'm going to try to create, I forgot. Try to create a safe place, smooth it, pat it, rub it down, and invite you in, or send it your way. Say, signed, sealed, delivered. This safe place is yours. Or it could be, not signed or sealed, just delivered, or sent your way. And the way I do that is I send my voice across the deep, dark night. I'm going to use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, superfluous tangents. I'm going to go off topic, which I've probably already done in some sense. Senseless banter. Holy moly. Is that it? Yeah, that's a thing, right? Senseless banter. Definitely banter. I think I'm the only person when they say, are you going to put up any bunting this year? I say, I'm sorry, what's that? And they say that those are it's like not a flag, but you kind of, it's those, and I say, no, don't really, I put out some banter. I'm not actually good. I'm only good at bantering at bedtime banter. Have we thought about that before? Bedtime banter. But what I'm going to do, let's see, is, what I'm going to do, send my voice across, go off topic, get mixed up. So I'm doing that right now. All to take your mind off stuff and keep you company as you fall asleep. Now, if you're new, a few pieces of information I'd like you to know. One, if you're doubtful or skeptical or confused, those are totally normal reactions for a new listener. The confusion will remain, but it'll be diffused and confused. That's like a sleep with me listener. Or I try to diffuse and confuse. I do. I like the way that sounds because it's true, though. But if you're new, it might not seem that way. Because nonsense suffuses this show. And, goofy stuff. But so if you're new, if you are skeptical or doubtful, or you're like, I don't know if this is for me, that's a very, very legitimate and normal reaction. So that's why I want to fill you in on a few things. One, if you can, give the show 2 or 3 tries. And millions of people have said it took 2 or 3 tries to get used to the podcast. So kind of see how it goes. And there's no pressure. You don't have to like the show. It doesn't have to work for you. Just see how it goes. I really do hope it helps you. So if you're doubtful, the other piece is this is a podcast. One of the reasons people are doubtful is because they're really listening and waiting for content. And that's a little bit of I don't think it's irony. But yeah, mine is more like a diffuser. Like when you put something in one of those humidifier diffusers, right? You see, even that confuses me. I say, well, is this just like a humidifier, like a mini humidifier or not? And then you put essential oil in it maybe. And, when you drop the oil in, it's little drops of oil and with some scents, probably diffused in there too. And then it diffuses it into the air. I kind of do that with thoughts where you say, okay, at some point, this thought was a in another person's mind or on a piece of paper, this was a flower. This was a thought. It was a beautiful thing or a plant or a stem or, something. And this isn't a negative thing. This is just what the goo that I do is, then for me, I'm more like the mist. So a regular podcast, I would say, okay, well, that's what lemongrass, that's lavender. Oh boy, that's frankincense or whatever. You say, okay, I know what that is. Very clear thoughts, well-formed, short intro, gets to the point. So just like you'd look at a flower, when you're diffusing a flower or whatever, I don't even know what gets diffused or put into the oils. I don't know any of it. Cold pressed, I think, maybe. Or something. But you say, oh, okay. I like looking at flowers. Don't need to look at, I'll look at the mist of a diffused flower smell for a few seconds. About as long as it takes Scooter to say a few seconds. And and then I'll move on because it's just mist. It's not bad to look at, but it's not the same as looking at a flower. And you say, Scoots, I don't know if that metaphor would not make any sense in any other context other than your podcast. That's what regular listeners are saying. And I know that didn't make any sense, but it kind of does. It's like comparing the flower to the mist. I'm the mist, without a doubt. And I still smell good. The thing is, I still smell good. Flowers smell great. I still most of the time smell pretty good. So we got that for us. So don't just barely listen. Just like if you're looking at that mist coming out of the humidifier, you say, okay, well, it's okay. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm going to go do something else. In this case, you just kind of you say, okay, I'm just going to kind of barely watch it. I mean, here's a question, because I know people love cat gifs and cat videos. Is there any videos of cats looking at mist, or even is mist out of a diffuser or humidifier, even for a cat? Is it like, yeah, well, what about you got any laser pointers? That would be a normal podcast, and this is a mist. Okay, I think I've over and under explained that enough. So this is a podcast you don't need to listen to. Also, it's not really a podcast to put you to sleep. Even though this is a sleep podcast, it's here to keep you company while you fall asleep. I'm here to take your mind off stuff and be your bore bud, and your bore bae, your bore sib, your bore bestie, your bore cuz, your bore bruh, whatever it is you're comfortable with, and just take your mind off stuff as you drift off. So those are two pieces of information. The third thing that can throw new people off, and I want to give you this because it definitely has the strongest reaction. And if you have a super strong reaction, like I said, you don't have, like, the podcast might not work for you. And I wish it did. But maybe knowing that people have a strong reaction about this will make you feel like there is space for your feelings about this podcast. I want to tell you that. And if there is space for it, you could just maybe see how it goes and then be like, yeah, you know what? It's not for me. But so another thing some people have strong feelings about is the structure of the show, because it's also very different. So show starts off with a greeting. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends beyond the binary. That's greeting everyone and saying, I see you. I care that you get a good night's sleep and you're welcome here. Then there's business. So just like the greeting is the door, coming through the door, you say, okay, what do you got here? And that's how we keep the show coming out two times a week for free, the business. That's like maybe 2 to 6 minutes or something. I don't know. And then there's an intro that's around 12 to 20 minutes. And that's what we're like maybe halfway or more through, where it's not business. It's just me kind of introducing the podcast for a new listener. It actually serves two functions, probably like within a spectrum of limitless functions. But if I had to put labels on it, on the further edges of the spectrum, I'd say there's two parts of the intro spectrum. One is new listeners. It kind of introduces you to the podcast and what to expect. And you kind of get an idea that I can't get to the point. This is like very misty, very diffused. I'm diffused and confused. That might be one of my next autobiographies that I'll never write. And you say, wow, you're not dazed and confused. No, I'm diffused and confused. Yeah. And I'm trying to think of other words that rhyme with it, but I should probably move on. And then... So, what was I saying? I forgot. I'm not kidding. So the intro is to introduce you if you're new, and you kind of see how it goes. But as you become a regular listener, and what I've discovered over doing this for 7 years is that the intro allows a regular listener to either get ready for bed or get comfortable in bed, or, it's part of their wind down routine, wherever you are that you're listening. And that may change over time, whether you're new or you're a regular listener, or you're a daytime listener looking for a break. So that's like another thing. It's just kind of see how it goes. But that's the intro. It goes on and on and on. Now, 2% of people skip the intro, start the show at about 20 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes, it seems like most people do. And then they just start listening from there. So you could get to the point where you say, well, I just like to skip the intro. So then after the intro will be business. That's kind of part of, again, how we keep the show free, is our partners there. And then there's an episode. Tonight it'll be our modular episodic series about otters and things. And you can listen to that in any order, but it'll just be a nice meandering bedtime story. So that's the structure of the show. You know what? Other thing I forgot to tell you is this. Oh, no, I think I told you. The podcast really isn't here to put you to sleep. Oh, the end of the show ends with thank you. So that's the structure of the show. But yeah, this is a podcast you don't need to listen to. And there's no pressure to fall asleep. That's kind of how it's structured that way. So if you can't sleep, here's the good news. Or if it takes you a while to fall asleep, or if you need a break during the day, or you're waking up, is the structure of the show is kind of built for that. You say, okay, some people listen to the episode in chunks. Other people listen. Everybody figures out their own way. But it's like, oh, if you can't sleep, then it's like, okay, I got the intro to look forward to, then the story, then the thank yous. Or if you set your sleep timer for like 30 minutes or something, you say, okay, well, if I wake up, I could just hit play again, and it'll start at wherever Scoots left off. Neither one of us, Scoots or I, will know what he's talking about. So that's kind of the structure of the show. And that's, I think, the most important things for new listeners to know, other than this, which is that the reason I make the show is because you deserve a good night's sleep. You deserve some rest. And if it's at all possible, I'd love to provide that for you. So I hope it does. And the reason I care is, I mean, the world will be a better place. Your world will be a better place if you get some rest and you get the rest that you deserve. But also because I've been there. I've been there. I was there last night, or like somewhere between the night and the morning. So I know how it feels. And if I can help interrupt that or take your mind off of that or make it a little bit less intense, it's my honor. So that's why I make a show. That's kind of how people listen and just kind of see how it goes. And if you're a regular listener, thanks. I'm so glad I could be here for you. And I'm so glad you're here to be here to kind of barely listen to me. It is such a pleasure for me to make this show. And even though this is like a middle of the intro or whatever, like I just keep coming back to like how much I love making this show, how much I love telling bedtime stories, and how lucky I feel to be able to do it and have it be of service. It really is an honor. I say that, but I mean it. Like those words have huge meaning for me. And the idea that you deserve a good night's sleep and I want you to feel seen and welcome is really important to me. And I can't accomplish that all the time. You know, I stumble just like everybody else. But I hope, you know, we could create space for that. Just like if the podcast isn't for you or you don't like it, I'm trying to grow and create space for that too and say, hey, we'll just see how it goes. And then, you know, check out another sleep podcast or something else. Like maybe Rick Steves or something, you know, that's like one that keeps coming back up. So I think that's it. I'm really glad you're here. I really hope and yearn and I work hard and strive because I really want to help you fall asleep. So thanks again for coming by. And here's a couple of ways we're able to make this podcast free for everybody. Hey, it's Scoots. Before we get to the story here, I'm looking to get the attention of all night listeners, multiple episode a night listeners. So if you listen to 2 episodes a night, 3 episodes a night, 4 episodes a night, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes a night, I really need you to listen to me and hear me right now and just ask you that question. Is that your listening style? And does that help you? Like, are you a regular listener? Have you been listening for a while? And is that valuable to you? To you, not to the other listeners, not to somebody else, but specifically to you. If you're listening and hearing me right now, you're probably the only person paying attention. A lot of other people tune me out or they're so into their all-night listening, so used to it, that it makes it really hard to keep the show sustainable because they have, for years, kind of gotten used to just tuning me out. And or they've decided, hey, it's somebody else's business. But I think you're different because you're still listening and hearing me right now. So if you're an all-night listener and this show makes your life better, does it make your life incredibly better? And is that valuable to you? So valuable that right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not one day, you'll empower me to keep making this show that benefits you and other all-night listeners, and support it. SleepWithMePodcast.com/plus. SleepWithMePodcast.com/plus. That is designed with all-night listeners in mind. So when you get the bonus content set up, I suggest doing that tomorrow. You're going to find it so much smoother of a listen anyway. But please consider supporting the show because you're one of the two big groups of super listeners that without your support, the show really, the free version of the podcast can't exist without just getting 1 out of 10 all-night listeners to support the show. The show will be go on and on and on and on. If not 1 out of 10 listeners support it, that's 0 out of 10, right? You could be that 1 out of 10 people. I think it's 1 out of 100. No, 1 out of 10. We could use 1 out of 10. We could use you, right? So anyway, think about supporting the show, or don't think about it, I guess. You can always cancel during your free trial or cancel as soon as you stop listening all night long. But I'm not kidding with these messages for the all-night listeners and people who fall asleep fast. If it turns out that most of those people don't want to support the show, or the show is so effective that most all-night listeners and fall asleep fasters don't hear me, that's like the most mind-boggling thing. The show could cease to exist because it's so effective and to getting through to the people that benefit the most from the show. But I think I'm keeping trying. That's why I'm making these messages, and I'm a little bit hyper because I know this podcast has positive impact. It has changed lives, and I know I can't do it without your support. Thanks. All right. Hey, patrons, it's Scooter. If you're just listening to this is an exclusive patron-only series or what did I say it was a mini-series? It's a series on series. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Series on series. So this is a behind-the-scenes making of our series Otter Things, OTTERTHINGS. And it's kind of a parody, satire of a famous TV show and a famous holiday special, a tribute to both those things. So, yeah, I'm going to be talking about week or episode 3. It's Friday when I'm recording this. I'm 1 week into the writing process, which is usually a 2-week process. Or it kind of was, it used to be a 10-day process. So I could talk about that first, and then we'll talk about the details. So, yeah, right now it's a 2-week process, which in the end will mean probably in between this series and the next series, I'll have to take a week or 2 off and run Tuesday-style episodes or something to make up for the extra writing time, 4 days per episode. So I guess technically I'll lose 40 writing days over the series, but maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, because usually I do it every 10 days, but this is a behind-the-scenes show, so I might as well tell you behind the scenes. You know, like everybody, I'm recording this in May of 2020, and how I do things has definitely changed, and even how I do things around the podcast has changed in a lot of ways, but this specific way is... because of different responsibilities and homeschool and stuff like that, now my recording schedule has been changed. It used to be a little bit more flexible, so I would try to record every day of the week, Monday through Friday, which would not necessarily always happen. And, wow, this will actually be, maybe I talked about this already, but this is really behind the scenes. And then I would also record... like out of 7 days a week, like I would ideally record either 5 or 6 days. And this has been the tradition throughout the whole history of the podcast. And it used to be my goal to record 2.5 episodes every single week because, you know, then I could take time off, or if something came up during the week and I was running short, like I would have extra episodes. What really ends up happening is some weeks I would record 2 episodes and some weeks I would record 3 episodes. And some weeks I would even record 3.5. Like, and then some weeks I would record 1.5. I don't think like maybe 1 or 2 weeks I would record 1 episode or 0 episodes if something came up, or I was traveling. Like when I go to these used to go to these podcast events or other stuff, but then I wouldn't record because I stopped recording on the road just because it's really hard to keep everything flowing like audio wise. So, okay, so normally that would be my week. It would be kind of like, and usually I'd kind of start out like I just kind of like, oh, so also I record. An episode takes me 2 recording sessions normally to make. And what that means is like 1 recording session, I would record the thank yous and the intro. And another recording session, I would record the, what do you call it? The episode portion. And then either day I would also record, like I call them pickups, like sponsor stuff or messages or anything else that has to be recorded, like could be recorded before, like any of those days. And then, yeah, in a perfect world, I would like record. Now, this is never what happens, but on like a Monday, I'd record a thank you and an intro and some pickups. Then on Tuesday, I'd record some pickups and an episode. Then on Wednesday, I would record some pickups and thank yous and an intro. And then on Thursday, I'd record an episode and some maybe not even have to do any pickups. And on Friday, I would record another thank yous and an intro. Or if I didn't do that one of those days, I would do it on Saturday or Sunday. And then the next week I would do, I have an intro and a thank you. So I'll do an episode, then I'll do a thank you. So just kind of going like that. I mean, realistically all the time. I mean, as a podcast is always using up content, like laying track for a moving train. But things are different, right? And so what that's meant is a couple of decisions. And a couple of decisions I made were, a couple of adjustments and decisions. So the decision I made was, as things like, as it looked like, okay, it looks like we're going to have less sponsors for a little while. This is for the free feed. It hasn't impacted the Patreon feed at all. And as we're, like just budgeting stuff, I said, okay, well, in the summer, in May, July, and September, we already put out all intro episodes on the 3-day weekends, the three-day weekend holidays in the U.S., and I made a decision for April, June, and August. Well, I haven't done this in June or August, but I'm assuming I will, to record like 1 episode out of the 8 that come out every month. There are 8 to 10 episodes in those months would be from the archives, but archives that patrons already have access to. So it'd be like just a fan favorite episode. And what that does is it reduces my production for the summer by 1/8. And it ended up being a good decision. I made it at the beginning because I was looking at the numbers and I said, okay, financially, that'll make a big difference. It's a 1/8 savings right there just by doing that. I mean, not technically 1/8 because we already had those all intros, but if we're, just from a basic standpoint. And again, something I could change. I said, okay, well, we don't need to do that in August or something. That hasn't changed. And it's something that can be extended because already in November, December, we have all intros. So it's like, we could also do that in October if we need to. So that was one part of the decision. But what I didn't realize is not only would the budget be impacted, but there'd be other things that changed. And another thing was like more time at home and school from home. And that meant I had to change and just to change, honestly, a shift in priorities to say, hey, like I need to have a better work-life balance a little bit. And we also be more intentional about my work-life balance. So what that meant is I changed how I record things because I co-parent my daughter and her mom, we co-parent. And so what that means for me is like I have her at my home during the workday 2 or 3 days a week. And so that's changed how I record stuff. So the days she's not with me, I'll record full episodes. And then the days she's with me, I'll record intros because intros take like an intro and a thank yous will take about 30 or 40 minutes. We're recording episode will take like 60 to an hour and a half. And that means I'm more available. It means that it's less disruptive for her because she doesn't have to because things have to be very quiet to record a podcast episode. I don't live in a big house or anything. So all those things led to changing how I make the show. I don't know what my point was in there. Oh, and so then also it made, okay, well, for the written episodes, like with that new schedule, it means on Fridays, my daughter's not here. So I said, okay, well, I'll just record every other Friday. We'll record the episode for Otter things. And if something happens, we'll either try to record it on Thursday or Saturday or Sunday. And also that cutback allowed me to say, you know what, I'm not going to record on the weekends anymore unless it's a big need to. And also I'm not going to try to record 2.5 episodes a week anymore. I'm only going to record 2 episodes a week, whatever fragments of episodes I need to record, but that's what I'm going to do. And the cutback has allowed me to say, okay, there's less pressure on me because we have more of a margin because we cut back on our public releases. And also another thing I was curious about is this episode we're recording now. I said, if we cut back on the public, if I record less for the free feed, that would also give me like one day every other week recording session to record a patron-only episode, at least as a test, because this isn't like built into the budget yet. But I said, okay, and then we could see if we build it into the time budget, then we could build it into the bottom line budget too. And that's something I talk about a lot on the podcast. You know, the podcast has 2 budgets, the time budget and the financial budget, and they impact one another. But like when I'm just doing something like this, it still has to be edited and everything, but I also have to plan it as part of a time budget to say, okay, do I have the time? Like no matter, like, I mean, especially with hosting, there's no amount of money I could do to, I can't pay someone to be Scoots. So there's an impact on the financial budget, but it's also like you can't buy more time, correct? And so all that's made it possible in a good way, in good news. So that's, that's why I'm recording this today and then next Friday. Originally, I thought I would record these episodes on a Wednesday, but this week it just wasn't possible. So I'm recording it on a Friday. So I think that's it for that. So like what I'm going to do with this episode now is like go through my watching of the 3rd episode of the 1st season and then go through the writing and the notes I have so far. And also like I've re-listened to the full episode once that I recorded episode 2 of Otter things, but I still need to listen to it again, the second half of the 1st episode, like in a more deliberate manner. So it was like last Saturday that I started rewatching. I said, episode opens with our friend Barb. She's swimming like in a heated pool during a snowstorm or snow flurries. And her splashing wakes up Nancy. Nancy and Steve are hanging. Then we see Barb at the pool again. We see Nancy's distracted. Then Barb says, you know what? I got to get out of this pool and dry off and stay warm because of the snow flurries. And we see Barb and we see her getting out of the pool. And then she says, you know what? Someone says, hey, there's a portal to a warm world. Just take this portal and you'll be warm. And Barb says, oh, okay. And then we see some more snow flurries. We see Barb go to the portal where she could dry off. And this is Holly Jolly, chapter 3. Then we see Nancy waking up, Steve asleep. Is it the morning, I asked? Steve, hey, Steve, Nancy says. He doesn't wake up. See you tomorrow. Still night. Steve's asleep. Nancy walks by the pool. She goes home. She pauses before she leaves. Then she tries to sneak in her house. Her mom busts her. She's not happy. Who's Sweatshirt? Who's Steve? You could talk to me. Mom knows something. Nothing happened. A long mom look times 2, big eyes, closed. Then, speaking of creaky dulcet tones, there's a creaky dulcet porch swing. Jonathan's asleep. Here's his mom talking. She's in a room with a bunch of lamps. Will's trying to talk to me through the lights. Jonathan says, no, it's the electrics. And no, Mom, don't worry. Get some sleep. I'll make breakfast. She stays in the room. He walks off. Then we're in the basement. 11's playing with the radio. The guys, Dustin, Lucas, and Mike are talking about Operation Mirkwood. Do you think that they call her Weredo, knows where Will is? Trust me on this. A lot of trust me on this in this series. Wrist rocket, not real, made up. They get supplies and snacks, energies for travel. Dustin comedy with she has powers, make this fly, use your powers. She's not a dog. Buy time for school or something. Caring, Mike is caring. Meet us after school, power lines. Power lines after school, 3:15. It gives her his watch, 3:15. Nancy's at school, trapper, keeper, everyone knows. Steve rolls up. I just feel like, what about Tommy and Carol? It's cute. I had a good time. Kiss. Butterfly stickers. Steve touches one. Class, no barbed wire. Lab. We see the crew roll up to the Hawkins. There's like Cold War talk. In the guard, plays it soft. Do me a favor, chum. Was that say chum? Please. Oh, charm, please. 11 snacks. Let's see. Oh, she makes the toy fly. She's bored. Radio, looks around, upstairs. More snacks, maybe lazy boy, phone, long listen, TV, He-Man, soda ad, flashback, Coke is it, Coke on the table, Modine and others, readouts, can, nose, happy. Then we're back. She's a little under STRESS. Joyce, Xmas decorations, putting them up, not long enough. At work, buys all the lights, cordless phone. Lab can tell the guy's not, he's full BS. Camera tapes, what do you have? Who's in charge? Space lasers, that's it. It knows his stuff. No rain on that tape. No truth. Vent goes down, deep down. Snowsuits, a Slimer, man hand on his hips, equipment, power lines, Will's house. 11 upstairs, Nancy's room, music box, no, yes. She stares, breathes in. Mandala, Nancy's pictures, her and Barb. 11 senses something. Lunch, Nancy, Steven crew. Barb, who? Don't be an ASS. All of that sounds, Steve and Nancy. I'm sure she's fine. Jonathan stares, getting rocks at lunch, talking powers, versus WEIRDOES's, do you love her so much? Bullies, frog face, good rocks, photos develop of Nancy and Steve. Jonathan busted red light to red Xmas lights, the whole house. Karen at the door with casserole, come in. Pulls up to the library. Hey, Marissa, old flame, I'm sorry. Newspapers looking for Hawkins National Labs. You start with the Times, we'll start with the Post. No, heck no. Chief finds some backstory, MK, other stuff. Kitchen, Will loved Christmas. It's okay. Lights lead the daughter down a path all around her. Very magical. They go dark. Where's Holly? I wouldn't even realize Holly. She's at the wall, move, something. Did you see anything, Holly? Karen, thank you for your casserole. I need you to leave. Nancy calls for Barb. What? I thought she was with you. No, have you seen her? Nancy does not tell the truth. Jonathan busted by Steve and crew. Steve is a bit of a not nice person. They roll out. Nancy torn. Nancy takes pictures with Barb in it. Pictures of it with her. Power lines and trees, 11. 3:15, her hands and wrists are moving. 3:15, looking at watch, pacing, cat, gulp, gown, flashback, Modine, now happy, 11 not happy, pulls off her headpiece, Modine not happy, papa, copper room, stops everybody, power, tired, Modine got what he wanted, he takes her in his hands, incredible, picks her up like a baby. Other kids show up. Are you okay? Hop on, ride off. School kids not nice. Nancy heads out. Steve, what's going on? Dating Miss Perfect. 11 says, Mike, did you deal with any people calling you frog face? Mike tells her the truth. Mouth breathers, knuckleheads, Troy, wastoid. I understand. Okay, cool. Moment shared. Nancy at Barb's car, a little bit of STRESS, pool. Nancy looks, Barb, noise, woods, Barb. Nancy jogs through the woods. We hear a dog. We see a swing. Mom, this is Joyce. Cigarettes, the lights lead her. Sounds, more lights in lap. Will, are you here? Lights, once yes, choice no. Hey, Will, yes. Hey, how you doing? No. After a pause, where are you? I'm going to find you, bud. Will. Paint, music, walls, letters. Mom and Nancy. Hey, Mom, I got to find Barb. Library, Terry, DSL, backwards, Martin Brenner runs the lab, AIC research, some gowns, work with me. Maybe we'll figure this out. Wrong time, wrong place. Call for you, action music, woods, bikes, night, Will's house, 11 leads them there. Hiding, she says Will's playing hide and seek here. This is when one of the big disagreements between the boys goes, why don't you, we should have talked to adults. Then, his crew drive by and they all head off. Joyce gets it to the thing. Okay, talk to me. Where are you? RIGHTHERE. What should I do? Go for a jog. Walls, lights, sounds, bikes, engines. A little bit frowny music, frowny faces, denial. No, not really. This is not. Mike gets upset and blames 11. Runs off. Frowny. Joyce runs from her house to go for a jog. Jonathan finds her while she's jogging. Peter Gabriel starts singing. There's lots of hugs, multiple hugs. Jonathan and Joyce, Mike and his mom, and then them come. So that was my watch. And I said, okay, well, so there's some questions which I already kind of handled in a different way, but it's like, okay, so how do we handle some of this, like the end? Then how do we handle flashbacks? Also, these are questions that I have for myself. What's going on at the lab? What is a portal? Is this, how does this, and some of these I know answers to, but I would write it out, like humans, animals. What is with the powers at the labs? And then, yeah, so like it's humans, like, both worlds on, like, existing at the same time. Now, you can't share this anywhere if you're listening, but, like, this is existing in the same world as another one of our non-recent stories, just the same universe. So humans are mostly, so this is a backstory for you that no one will get on the series. I don't think humans are mostly gone. Some are around though. This is from the Otter animal perspective. They could come back, and we have to make sure, we're protecting animal resources. And lab was built with that in mind. There's also a mysterious portal they discovered there. So they have the lab, there's portals, and there's kids with powers. Also, this will probably when we could cover this season, there's also another portal. That is just another layer of backstory. Okay, so we're supposed to see where Barb is. What's going on with Barb and our story? Or this is still flushing stuff out really initially. So this is just following individual story tracks. Okay, Nancy and Steve, Nancy and Mom, Nancy and Steve, everyone knows. Where's Barb? Lunch Barb, who? Steve's friends suck. Nancy does not tell the truth. Jonathan in the pictures. Barb, Nancy, these kids do S-U-C-K. Nancy gets into Nancy Drew mode and investigates carpool, woods, sounds. Mom and Nancy love. Then Joyce and Jonathan, lights are talking. Mom, can you stop? More and more lights and phone. Lights all set up. Carol shows with casserole. Lights lead Holly. She knows. Please leave. Lights can say yes or no. I need more. She gets creative. And again, I love the Joyce problem-solving scenes. I don't know. On this watch, I'm big on Joyce and Lucas. Not to take away from any other characters, but like Lights tell her, let's go for a jog, goes for a jog. Jonathan, Mom, lights are real. Just told me. Then let's see. Oh, this was kind of playing this out. Babs, Dari and Tefe, Dari and Mom. Dari still mad at Steve and Babs? ? Everyone knows. She was fooled by Tefe and Babs. Tefe kind of plays cavalier, still flirts with Dari. Dari more and more wants to tell off Babs. Babs not home, doesn't tell the truth. Goes to throw their best friends forever stuff and pictures away. What gives her second thought? ? Nancy looks for Babs. Clue back to Mom. So this is like the beginning of the structure, but not quite. Let's see. This is another run. Mom and Dari. This is not. Oh, wait. Huh. Not Dari. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're getting mixed up. So this is Francis and Dari. Something's happening. Wind chimes, Wall and more. Where were you? Buys a new phone. All the wind chimes. Hangs up all the wind chimes. So Willow's mom shows up. Are those store-bought wind chimes? Francis does not seem okay. The kid sees something. We already know there's something. Willow can talk. She's there. Francis goes to work, finds a more detailed way communicates with Willow, go for a jog, bumps into Dari. So again, some of the basic stuff. Then this is a run through of, okay, so the kids in 11, Operation Mirkwood, find Will, find her, supplies and powers, meet up at power lines, watch 3:15, 11 alone, snack, look around, TV flashback, one Coke can, Max happy, her stressed. Upstairs, Nancy's room, sees Barb and knows. A side note, maybe she can hear them singing. Lunch, weird, W-R-D-O, the B-U-L-L-I-S is good. True friendship, fun rocks, 3:15. Power lines, flashback to Cat Max, N-O, and all planned out. Who's tricking to, lash out, love. Other kids come, bullies, mouth breathers. I understand. Will's house. What's the double itchy hockey sticks? We should tell adults. Then we hear the sounds of the sad and kind of a breakup. And then we have the lab. It gets in with charm at the lab. What is this place? Clues and deduction from in the lab. Foreshadowing into the library, old flame, dig deep, information, other things, something going on, wrong place, wrong time, call, oh dear, as past and present kind of come together. And so that's basically what I worked on. And then this is what the last round of work on, again, to go back to important questions that need to be answered before I could write the story. Okay, so questions, these are things that need to be addressed that I did actually today. Flashbacks to the quarry, Barb, like how does Joyce communicate with Willow? And so then I started working on notes or songs. Oh, songs. Okay, in the lab. What is the lab again? Okay, so it's a portal, bottom of the swamp, maybe quicksand. Years ago, there was a question, are humans real? Are we descended from humans, or did we evolve from humans? Humans, W-A-R, what's it good for? And how would we deal with humans if we cross them again? Okay, this was listening, last left off, basement, I speak words, bottom of the river, nightlight radio, Z89, good night. Dari and Mom, all will be well. Dari's dad, Lenny. Rolling Stone, Bull, lived in River Bottom, Tefe and Flyers, Dino Puffs. Okay, then Songs for Francis from Willow, Rush, Hold You Tight by Tara Kemp, I've been thinking about you, Here I Am, Baby, Come and Take Me, that's by UB40. Okay, then flashbacks. So this was a year before. So Dino Puffs, this is the first flashback. Okay, she puffs up Dino Puffs, so we could use Pump Up the Jam or Puff Up the Jam. So they puff up the Dino Puffs so they float away. And then on the second flashback, we could use Belle Biv DeVoe against like a fern tree or a plant. And then we could go into Blaze of Glory from the movie Young Squirt Shooters, maybe Fall Down in a Haze of Glory, Young Sons. Okay, then what's going on with the quarry? And then it's, okay, I already knew this. I forgot it already. But, a fake album made by Willow that trashes the entire town. Also, Drew forgot the name of the town. So they find this album. Okay, well, how does this make the boys turn against Billy or the crew turn against Billy? Is there some other FEAR that we need to play up at the start of the episode? Yeah, we do. And we could play it up with the BULLIS. It's like Billy, you find out Willow went out on her own. The bullies, this is the bullies. They say, she left you because you guys are LOSERSs. Maybe she thought they were dragging them down. Then Billy gives them hope that Willow did not do that. And then they find out what they think is not true. And that's all we have so far. So it'll be interesting a week from now to see where we're at when the episode's recorded or whenever you hear it. But yeah, that's something to sleep on. And thanks for the support. And if you're listening all night, here's something else to listen to. Here you go. All right. Hey, everybody. It's Scoots here. And this is our, this will probably be combined with another episode of our Otter Things coverage behind the scenes, behind the Otter Things, OTTERTHINGS. And this is where, about a week before I record an episode for all of you patrons that help keep the show going. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're enjoying it. I think I saw it today when I recorded. I said, yeah, maybe we'll combine some of these episodes, 2 episodes into one. So I'm not sure when you're hearing this. It's interesting to me in the future. But this episode was episode 4, and it's called The Album. Based on what happened last time. At the end of last episode, they had found Willow's a pile of albums that Willow had made in our story. In the TV show version, there was some other stuff. But as Emma says, all will be well, so no reason to worry at all. So the episode that I watched, my episode notes, it started with the screen, then the camera panned down. We saw tires, I think, lights, some Twin Peaks music, flashlights, looking at the wall, total something telling Joyce, Joyce is kind of in another place. Joyce, do you understand? No, she says, talks half hour ago. The wall, she kind of goes back to I talked to Will a half hour ago. 1, yes, 2, no. Yeah, he was talking to me through the lights, with these, she says. He's HIDING, hide and seeking. And then she talks about, the big bunny she saw. And then tries to, he says, hey, listen, Joyce, come, here's been my experience. And he talks about his mind and packing it away. And she says, you're talking about one thing. I'm talking about something different. You're talking about something intangible, and I'm talking about actual tangible things. I realize you don't believe me, but I need you to. And then they say, well, tomorrow we'll go and see, but tonight get some sleep. She sits and she stands. Hopper leaves, then parks the truck. He breathes, looks at a sign or something. Jonathan's in his room listening to music. Joyce is outside his door. Then she goes out to the shed and she says, I'm going to sit here on the couch and wait for my son to call again, through the lights. Then we see a new TV report. Mike's parents go talk to Mike, give him time. And they're a little down. Mike's looking at old drawings of him and Will and his friends. Eleven's playing with the radio. Mike's not happy with her. He makes that very clear in words. Lucas was right. Big down eyes. Mike looks at pictures. 11 finds a singing Will on the radio. Will, are you there? Was it Will? Then it opens, chapter 4 of the album. Then we see a swing. Joyce is sleeping. Hey, Mom, she thinks it's Will. Mom, no, it's me, Jonathan. We got to go. Then we're at Mike's house. His mom says, he says, I'm not going to school. She says, come with me, and then we'll get a movie later. And he says, I just want to stay home. She goes, you sure? Yeah, and she goes, he jumps out of bed, calls Lucas, who's also in bed. I know you're there. Go away. No, we're meeting Mike over and out. No, I'm not messing around. Get over here and bring Dustin. State took over, sent Gary home, they tell him. Joyce and Jonathan. Joyce says, let me see the birthmark. Jonathan and the talk about the lights and the walls and his mom. I'm concerned it's going to be okay. She's tough. Yes, she is. Then Joyce is the first truth teller. She storms out telling the truth. Then we see Steve and Nancy talking about Barb. And Nancy talks about what she thinks and her feelings. He's more concerned with getting in trouble. Nancy says, "Are you serious, Barb? I can't believe you." Nancy, wait. Then we see Joyce walking. Jonathan tells her to get in the car. She says, "Go home." He says, "Don't do this right now." And he says, "Let me get this straight about Will and the lights and stuff." And she goes, "I know, but Will is, we got to go wait for Will." And he says, "No, Mom." And she says, "I don't care if you believe me. Will's around." Then I always like this when Jonathan interacts with the townspeople. Show's over. 11 and the radio, they keep losing the signal. It's a baby monitor. He spoke words like Professor X. Did you not see what I saw? That I don't know. Let's go get, we got to track Will down then. We need a stronger signal. The ham radio set. No way we could go to school. I mean, we got to dress her up. And then so they try makeup, dresses, wigs. Wow, pretty good. She looks in the mirror, stiff, pretty good. Then the lab, elevators, flashlights, suits, under snow, tough look. What do you call that? Recorded, thumbs up, good luck in there, son. Goo noise, rope goes out, he goes in, goo closed. Then in class, they're reading some Joseph Conrad, I think, and Nancy blank look called out of class, interview about Barb. I don't know what it was, Barb, no sign of anything, or Barb's car. Steve Harrington, jealous, Mom is there, awkward. Station with Gary, all over the top, old TV stuff. It's awful. Then we see our squad on the bikes. 11, wind in her hair, enjoys the ride. Their favorite teacher, assembly, down. We need some alone time. Okay, after you go to that, you could use the Heath kit. This is my cousin, Eleanor, second cousin from Sweden. Assembly entry awkward. Mom not happy with Nancy because she knows what happened. This has nothing to do with Barb. But Nancy tells her mom, this is a separate issue. Leave me alone. Nancy's down. Then she sees a picture. Wait, what? Puzzles it together. Then we go back to the lab. Try him again. Come in. What? Where are you? What do you see? It's all here, plus more. And then he says, reel the fishing line in. Else out. Oh boy. Modine frowns. Door closes. Schools, speeches about Will, and people to talk to. The mouth breathers are making fun. Al stares. Then there's the bell. Mike stands up to them. You think this is funny? And then Troy has an accident. Elle wipes her nose. Jonathan, soft wood crepe. What's your budget? Nancy shows up. Hey, can we talk? And they talk about the pictures. It's weird. Nancy's on the case. I'm sorry. Wait, what are you saying? Wait a second. That's what my mom said. Then we're downtown, hideaway, buying drinks, spelling bee, win. Toothache, word. What's her name? Sarah? I recognize you. Dumb luck. State run. Nope. That's why, what's your plan? What's your deal? It goes, to style. Then we see a car drive away. Who do you work for? Joyce plays some music, talk to me. Then Elle uses the ham radio. She goes back to the past, curled up, water pitcher for this man. Listen to him. Listen, and repeat like the nursery rhymes. She can, is it some kind of code? Lights out, goes over the PA system. Wow. Ham radio lights out, heavy footsteps. Joyce hears them, music off. We can hear Will saying, hello, Mom, how you doing? Joyce sees some kind of portal. Big Bunny's hopping around, Mom, by the way. It's going to come visit me and tickle me with its ears. Maybe you better go. Power surge at school. Joyce takes off the wallpaper. Elle has a double nose, runny nose. Then we see there's even more than the hole in the wallpaper at Joyce's. We go to the school with Heath kits no longer working. Photo lab. Nancy has a lot of questions, but it's a bit awkward. I'd rather observe people than talk to them. It's weird. My picture, I'm sorry. That's what I saw. My mom. Wait a second. That's what my mom says she saw. If that's it, oh boy. Then we have the Hey Patty, forgot my hat, Stady, 1, 2, then it senses something. Then he says, wait a second, this is a stuffed bear. Oh, dear. Then we see Joyce, we see headlights, we see Lonnie, Joyce hugs him. It's at the lab, big music. He's going into the lab through the fence, and the episode closes. So that was what the episode was like. And then I had a little bit of a slow week. So I was like, started kind of thinking about the different plot points. So we have Joyce and Jonathan and Nancy, Elle and the crew, the lab, and one other one I can't read. I don't know what that one is. Maybe that was all of them, though. So then I try to lay those out. Like, so we have Joyce and we're kind of parallel a little bit. So they're at Joyce's house. This wall. Oh, okay. Willow has that album. No, she doesn't. Yeah. No, I got to find her and help her out. And then it goes, well, this is what I dealt with something like this in the past. And then Joyce says, no, I'm going to stay here and wait. If we plot out Joyce, she says, yeah, no, I'm going to wait here. That's Willow's out there somewhere. Please talk to me, Willow. Then she hears more from Willow, sees Willow through the portal, and then sees the bunny coming. Meanwhile, he says he starts sensing something's off after a little while, but is it Joyce? Is she okay? Is this about Willow? Then the digs. He also has strong feelings. Then he starts to uncover a mystery that runs deep. Maybe that has something to do with the no music I put in here. Like, something. I don't know. I have to look in a different. Then he says, oh, wait a second. None of this is real, to the lab. Then I looked at, okay, so Mike's not happy. Then 11 finds Will. Then the squad call goes out, but they're not sure about Willow still. Or 11. They say, but yeah, we can have Willow's out there. Will's out there. To school, at school. Mouth breathers, ham flashback, and then ham to Willow. Or Will. Then Jonathan and Nancy, this is kind of confusing because we have Tefe and Nancy, and so we're missing one character in our story. So we kind of combine these three characters. Mom, we have to deal with this. This is Jonathan and Joyce. Mom in a daze. Trying to go find out more about Willow. Mom, I need your help. Don't do this. Then Barb. Then dealing with Tefe or Steve, whatever. then dealing with the authority figures and missing Barb, mom versus no mom. Then the pictures, then on the case with Jonathan. And then Jonathan's like, oh, wait, this was when my mom was being honest. And then the gravity of what they see in the photo. Then there's a lab, this suit underground, into the heart of Conrad, as they say. Lab, is he round? No. Oh boy. So there's just a small lab plots. Okay. Then I tried to break out the plots a little bit more. Willow is not gone. There is a big bunny. A big bunny. I know it sounds like it's not real, but I'm right. Mom, we need to go down and pay the fine at the transfer station. Can't we have the music back from the transfer station? No, it's dumped, so you have to pay us at the transfer station to throw it away. My mom says it's not real. Play the music. So maybe they play the music. Is that auto-tune? That's not Willow singing. Mom, yeah, it sounds like her. Willow doesn't even like that genre of music. Then there's something with Dari and the mom. No one believes her. I will wait, and I'll deal with the big bunny with carrot and a stick. Maybe she buys jumbo carrots. Talk to me. Nothing. Okay, what gives Francis or Joyce some more hope towards the end? And then sees a big bunny and hears from Willow, which kind of circles back to the beginning. Willow is not gone. Okay, then this one is with the Willow's gone. I don't know if you're seeing things clearly, Francis, Joyce, but I want to help. I've been through this, and then that brings up a question. What is the through? I mean, the movie, it's one, or the TV show, it's one thing. Okay, then they find the first clue. Wait a second. And then he's also wondering, is Francis going to be okay? Yeah, she's really strong. And then the second clue probably... wait, there's a mystery here. I found two clues, clearly. Then they realizes albums are fake, goes to the lab. Okay, then Mike and Billy, Mike's mad at Billy. There's no big bunny. Listen, this is Willow. Get the squad together. No way. Billy's a fake. But we got to find Willow. Well, how would we find her? Oh, the big ear at school. Okay, then we have to deal with the bullies at the assembly. Then a flashback. Then we hear Willow. And then we have Willow's gone. Music. I have to be an adult. This is Dari and Jonathan and Nancy. See, Willow's gone. I'm down, but I can't be because I have to deal with it as an adult mom. Wait a second. Then there's clues with Tefe and Babs somehow. This is too much. I need some help with this. Then a clue, something that leads to some kind of change here. Willow is not gone. My mom is not, is seeing things clearly, and the big bunny is real. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. The next things I got to do tomorrow is find out what happened with what's from the past that they've been through. What are the clues that it's going to find? What are the clues Daria is going to find? And what are the songs for Billy and Willow? So that's like the next things I got to uncover. I mean, those are the most important things for me to uncover. Like, so today's Thursday. I was hoping to record it so in 7 days on Wednesday. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that off or not, though. But I'll have to record on Thursday or Friday of next week. Ideally, I keep moving up a day. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. And so those are the questions I'll answer next over the next, hopefully Friday. And then by Saturday, Sunday, I'll say, okay, how does this fit in? Maybe I'll still be uncovering some of those. And then I'll see what problems we have. And then ideally by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, say, oh, okay, well, this is how the story looks like it's playing out and it's plotted out. And then I'll record it. So I hope you enjoyed this little segment of behind the scenes, behind the Otter things. Good night. Everybody, this is Scoots with a tuck you in message. So if you're still hearing me and listening to me, Hope this show is a part of your life, and it brings you comfort even when it can't help you fall asleep. Or maybe most nights it keeps you company, helps you fall asleep, distracts you, your boyfriend, you know. And if the show does make your life better, makes your life a little bit easier, even in the depths of the night, like right now when we're just hanging out and plenty of episodes ready to go, I hope you'll consider supporting the show back. You know, Sleep With Me Plus is how we're able to be here night after night after night, and the listeners who support the show at any level for any amount of time, the show is a regular part of your life. And you could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And if you're chilling with me now today, why not try it out right now? You could try a 7-day trial, get all the bonus content set up tomorrow, see what you think, take 5-6 days. If it isn't the best way you've listened to the show, you know, there's like an entire podcast full of ad-free full episodes. There's an entire podcast full of story-only episodes. Those also don't have ads. And then there's a bonus podcast full of really, really cool stuff. And if you're a boyfriend or a boy best, you also get a podcast full of all-night episodes and all intro episodes. So please think about it. If you say, no, I can't support the show right now, I could still use your vote yes to keep making the show. Because just moving on from this message, if you're listening to me and you're saying, no, I'm not going to do anything, that's a no for me to keep making the show. And that's just a reality. The show is at a point right now where without the support of the listeners, we can't keep going. So if you can't support the show financially, you have two options. If you still want to be a part of something, you want access to ad-free episodes, you want the show to be here next year, the year after that, join the referral program at sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer and refer people to the free podcast. You'll get rewarded for it. Their lives will be better because you'll be helping them out. And it'll be a huge, huge boost to the show. It's way better to support the show through the referral program than telling me, yeah, one day Scoots will support the podcast financially, but now right now it just doesn't work. I'd rather you support the show right now through the referral program so we can keep making the show. So please consider that. Or just decide you're not going to support the show and fill out the form. You say, no, I'm not. I want you to keep making the show. Yes, I am a super listener. Yes, but I'm not. I don't want to support the show financially, and I don't want to do any like help out via the referral program. I don't want to help out, but I do want you to keep making it, and I have a good reason for it. You probably have a good reason for it. Fill out the form at sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you. Because if we get 1,500 people in the referral program and then 1,500 people or something that say, nah, I want you to keep making it, but I'm not going to support it. It says to me that I should find a way to keep making this free podcast, even if it's going to be tough, because there's people willing to spread the word about the show. And there's people who are willing to say, yes, keep making it. I'm not going to support it, but keep making it. It's important enough for me. It's important enough to me that I took the time to make a choice and say, no, I'm not going to support it, which is 1,000 times more powerful than just tuning me out or ignoring me or saying, yeah, I'll help the podcast one day, or I'll say no one day. That day may never, Sleep With Me might not make it to that day without one of those three actions. If you take one of those three actions, you could have full confidence that not only are you a super listener, but you're a super listener that's invested your time back into the podcast and makes your life better. Thanks. And now we got the audio news, which we haven't done in a while. So this is what we got coming out on Sleep With Me Plus. A lot of this stuff will be coming out in the ad-supported feed as well. 1357 was a balcony brick building episode as part of the Orlando Park Stop fundraiser for the Trevor Project. Then we had Ray covering Horizons, the extinct Epcot attraction. That was also in as part of the Orlando Park Stop fundraiser. Let's see. We had a repeat of a classic episode, Hamlet with Brainbots. That's a really good one. Where I got out of the house. Great British Bake Off 6, Japanese Week. Then Bernie returns to the show after a long absence, even for a recording he never showed up to. And he does his reinterpretation of the story I told. So you could either sleep through it or wonder what Bernie's version is. That's Cat on Yarn. Then a classic TNG episode, Fistful of Datas, or Datas, you know. Then Bessos 11, Big Farm in the Sky, Bessos 11. Then something 2, I can't read my handwriting. Friend 2? No, Fox 2? Huh, interesting. An episode. Oh, Frankie and Victor, part 2. Then Jenny, the new username generator, one of my favorite episodes I've ever done. And then a 4th of July all-intro episode. That's what we got coming up. But we're also deep into subscriber summer. So if you listen at Sleep With Me Plus, if you're a Sleep With Me Plus subscriber and you're listening to this, one, if you ever need any help at all, just send an email to our support team, support@supercast.com. But also all those episodes are going to be in the ad-free full episode feed and the story-only feed. So all those are going to be coming out. What else we got? So if you're a Boar friend or a Boar bestie, you have the all-intro all-night feed. There's an all-intro that comes out on June 5th. June 12th, the all-night Boredom Institute episode. And they're called all-nights, but they're around 4 hours long just because of the file sizes. We can't make them any longer than that. And then an all-intro episode comes out after that. And then in the bonus feed, Subscriber Summer is in effect. So in the bonus feed, we got Posty 189 came out June 11th. June 11th, first Subscriber Summer episode, I think, comes out. Archie McPhee catalog. I think I read through 3 different Archie McPhee catalogs. Then Posty 190. Then Ray on a Balcony in Anaheim. Holy cow, I can't wait for that. Right, Ray? And then either Frank episode 12 or episode 14, depending on which level you support the show at. So a lot of great stuff. If you support the show on Sleep With Me Plus and you're hearing this, thank you so much. Could not do it without you. Remember, you could always get a hold of support@supercast.com. Make sure you are either on our Discord or subscribe to the Sleep With Me Plus newsletter. You've gotten we've been sending out emails about it. And, yeah, you can always reach out to me anytime through the contact form on our website. Anybody can. Can't do without all of you. I'm happy to be here to put you to sleep. And thanks so much for listening, and good night.